Millions of Jews have died in the Holocaust, and one of them was Annelies Marie Frank, or Anne Frank. She was only 15. My dearest viewer, The Diary of a Young Girl is a book written by Anne Frank, and it comprises her diary entries from 1942 to 1945.
1944.
The diary has been edited several times by Anne Frank, and possibly some details have been removed. It was published for the first time in 1947, and there were some people, Holocaust deniers, who have suggested that the diary is fake and might have been written by someone else.
Holocaust denying 9/11 pedophile.
The book has two parts, before and after moving to their hiding place in Amsterdam. In the first part, she talks about the children that she was going to school with and the people she liked and disliked. The main idea that we can get from this part is that she was a very confident girl and all the boys liked her. In the second part, they move to their hiding place, and this will be a very difficult period for Anne and for her family, as they will need to adapt to their new location and live with other people in this hiding place. This situation might have aggravated her relationship with her mother, as she was more attached to her father, although who she says she was more understanding than her. She was also very critical of her parents because they weren't very open to talk about sex education with her. That is why she was confessing these kind of issues to Peter, the boy she liked. And some of these issues are mentioned in her diary, and she talks about how she discovers herself and her sexuality. She also talks about the books that she liked to read and the various topics that she was interested in, from history to literature. But she wanted to study art history and become a famous writer.
Anne Frank's diary would become world famous.
Of course, in this diary she also mentions the situation of the Jews in Europe and how they were treated by the Nazis. And she also talks about the progression of the war, and she tries to keep herself hopeful that the war will end soon and she can go and do the activities that she was doing before the war started. This is the first time that I read this book, and I have to say I had different expectations, but I was pleasantly surprised after reading it, because it isn't everything about the war and the Nazis. So it's not, let's say, a very sad story, but it also gives the details of a teenager's life. Love books, boys, argument with her parents, and so on. So this book will give you a little bit of insights about how to deal with situations that might put a lot of pressure on you, and how you can relieve this kind of pressure through a diary.
Ava, this is the diary of Anne Frank, not Die Hard.